As I said before, a person who was collecting money or was a facilitator between us and the police officers was our cellmate, Alexander. He collected money and then somehow shared it with the officers. But we only found out later that he was sharing it. As far as I understand, he kept some money for himself as payment for his services. The Federal Penitentiary Services officers hinted at it and told me many times, and Alexander said it too, that the conditions can be changed quickly and dramatically. So I started paying them from January 2017. I was paying them not to get some benefits, some additional things, like a cell phone, alcohol, more trips to the shower, or being able to use a gym. I paid them so that I wouldn't end up in some overcrowded shared cell, or in the isolation ward, a place in Matroska, Tishina prison, where they keep people with tuberculosis, hepatitis, syphilis, and so on. That's exactly what the officers were hinting at, saying that if I don't pay, no one's going to see to things. So I might end up in a cell like this. Instead of a small special cell like I was in. But even in our small cell, there was something that remained a mystery to me. I don't know why, but our cell had one empty spot. When I was at the detention center, another convict told me that they had people lying on the floor in their cell. 1 or 2 people per cell. So for example, if it was a 6-person cell, there would be 8 people in it, and a person had to stay in their cell for 2 weeks, even though I know that our cell and some other cells had free spots. It was a person with 2 higher education degrees who was there for financial crimes, an elderly man in his 50s. He had to sleep on the cell floor for more than 2 weeks. The reason I know about it is because this person eventually ended up in our cell. I also know what happens when someone is no longer able to pay. From my cellmate's experience, a person from our cell had been paying for about 6 or 7 months, but eventually ran out of money. So he can no longer pay to stay in this cell. Then from our cell, he was transferred to the shared overcrowded cell, number 101. This was the cell that was found to have a call center in it. You can find a video of someone breaking into it. People there had to sleep in shifts. There, he had some conflict with the people from the criminal world. Due to some religious differences or some everyday disputes. As a result, after a scandal, he was transferred to the so-called isolation ward. That person was there for financial crimes, first time under investigation, and he was sent to an overcrowded cell with people who had 3 or 4 previous convictions, people 50 or 60 years old who had tuberculosis. That's where he was sent to. So these are not just some rumors, but a real threat. The risk to catch a disease and die is present every day you spend at a detention center or prison in Russia. It's not just about serving time and receiving punishment, but about surviving in extreme conditions. You can only hope that you won't get sick, won't infect your children and other relatives, and will be able to get out alive.